Biden must go on the offense as Republicans appear poised to reject the toughest border security bill in decades. All that and more now on Graf's Grievances. After more than 3 months of negotiations, Senate Republicans and Democrats releasing a $118 billion bill to crack down on unlawful migration into the United States and provide much-needed security assistance to Ukraine and Israel. If passed, the bipartisan legislation would be the most aggressive border security and immigration overhaul in the United States in decades. The bill would automatically trigger the closure of the US-Mexico border if the average number of migrants encountered by border officials exceeded 5,000 over the course of a week, or 8,500 on any given day. The bill would also end the practice of catch and release and mandate detaining migrants who try to enter the U.S. outside of official ports of entry. Claiming asylum would also be made far more challenging by raising the bar for migrants who say they have a credible fear of persecution if returned to their home countries. Yet despite this extremely stringent conservative proposal that cuts at the heart of America's humanitarian promise, Republicans appear poised to torpedo the historic bill in fidelity to Donald Trump. The frontrunner for the Republican presidential nomination repeatedly urging GOP lawmakers to vote against the legislation and deny President Biden another bipartisan victory. And just like the feeble lapdogs that they are, Republican lawmakers have promised to do just that. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson posting on X yesterday, quote, "If this bill reaches the House, it will be dead on arrival." And in the Senate, Trump's lackeys, Republican Senators Josh Hawley, Mike Lee, and Ron Johnson are already boisterously no's on the bill, with many other GOP senators also saying they will vote against the legislation. The overwhelming Republican opposition to addressing the crisis at America's southern border, perplexing to anyone who may have believed Republicans were sincere in their incessant fear-mongering about illegal immigration.
Are we as Republicans going to have press conferences and complain the border's bad and then intentionally leave it open? After the worst month in American history in December, now we've got to actually determine, are we going to just complain about things, or are we going to actually address and change as many things as we can? If we have the shot, and it's amazing to me, if I go back 2 months ago and say we had the shot under a Democrat president to dramatically increase detention beds, deportation flights, lock down the border, to be able to change the asylum laws, to be able to accelerate the process, no one would have believed it, and now no one actually wants to be able to fix it and says, I don't want to even debate it, I don't want to discuss it. We have to decide as Republicans, what are we going to actually do about the border? Leave it open or actually leave it closed?
That, of course, was Republican Senator James Lankford, the chief GOP negotiator of the new border security bill, calling out his Republican colleagues for refusing to do their job and address an issue they all say is a gigantic problem. And it is worth noting that Lankford of Oklahoma is not some moderate senator. He is one of the most, if not the most, conservative member of not just the United States Senate, but the entire Republican caucus. Yet, unlike so many of his colleagues, he actually wants to solve problems. Today's GOP has shown us time and again they have one goal, and that is re-electing Donald Trump President of the United States. And with inflation falling fast and the US economy firing on all cylinders, Republicans are desperate to find something else to attack Biden on. According to a brand new Reuters Ipsos poll, right behind the economy, Americans say immigration is the most important problem facing the US. And since December, the percentage of Americans citing immigration as their top concern has increased 11 percentage points. 11 points. So with an impending interest rate cut from the Fed only expected to continue boosting the economy ahead of November, cynical MAGA Republicans are adamant on keeping the border crisis alive to use as a dagger against President Biden and Democrats. Democrats have literally given Republicans everything they have asked for with respect to securing the southern border, yet Republicans are more interested in helping Trump get reelected. Think about that. These public servants do not care about you. They don't. Their leader, Donald Trump, tells us that rapists and drug traffickers and murderers are flooding across America's southern border and poisoning our country. Yet, when given the opportunity to stop this invasion, as they call it, Republicans by and large refuse to act. They refuse to do anything to keep you and your family safe. President Biden should immediately go to the southern border and explain to the American people that he is ready to close the border and stop all illegal immigration, but MAGA Republicans refuse to act and give him the power to do so. Thank you for watching Graf's Grievances. Let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, share. It really helps me grow this channel. And join me tomorrow for more.